Let's talk about your Sunday read, because, dude, if and anybody watching this, if you have not seen or read one of David's Sunday reads, they come out on fill in the blank Sunday. David pulls together a whole bunch of articles and conversations from around Google Plus that have been happening, and he pulls them into one spot for all of us to just pull up some coffee and sweets, as he says, and just enjoy them. So I would love to learn a little bit more about your curation process, because you put at least 10 to 12 posts in there, and it's a lot of work. And also, like, why?
This is going to have a complex answer, because essentially a lot of the things I come across on a day-to-day basis when I talk to corporations, or when I do research, or when I see posts, or when I just do research for my own purposes. When you do all these things, you always find rabbit holes to go down on, and you find out new things, and which are amazing, and they spark off your own thinking processes. I don't usually have a lot of leeway to follow them because I'm working. I keep track of everyone. And what happens is, the moment you have that, in a very semantic way, the moment you have a whole lot of things, suddenly they begin to form into categories. And the touch points of those categories are very human, are the things we're thinking about. Now, although we're marketing and thinking about how to get business and make money, because this is how we make a living. At the same time, we're also thinking about the world we live in, the world that our activities inform and change and begin to affect. And there's no easy way to do this on a sort of ordinary working day, because we're all working to some extent. So they come together, and they come together fairly organically. I collect all these items and conversations and points and research, and suddenly they crop up. And a lot of the times they resonate with things which come up in conversations. At the moment, we're really trying to analyze and understand authenticity, and we know what it is. But the question is, okay, if we don't know what it is, how do we create it? And once we have created it, how do we know if it's fake or is it real? And this is like heat, right? We all know what it is, but if you come to actually explain it in terms of physics, because it's a fundamental property, it becomes really complicated. And that's the same with authenticity. It's a fundamental human attribute. Trust is another one. Reputation and how that's built, that's another one. Empathy. These are all things which allow us to create connections which actually mean something. Mean something not just in terms of business, but actually the way we connect as people. And we find ourselves now in a world where we say we have a relationship economy, or relationship building connections, run by the attention economy. And the attention economy really is what it is, because technology may get better and better and allows us to do more and more things, but there's only 24 hours to the day, and that's ever likely to be 24 hours to the day. So that's the limiting factor. In order to do anything, to give somebody a piece of information, to exchange something with them in a meaningful way on the web, to get them to pay attention to what you do as a business, you really need to grasp their attention and hold it. And that's when the engagement really begins to happen, and that's when you win their custom if it comes to business, or their referral if they bring you a friend. For that to happen, you need to connect with them as a person first. So yeah, I'm talking about steady demand. I know what they do, but really, there are 1,000 other firms doing the same thing. And the reason steady demand comes to my mind is because I know and have connected on countless occasions with Ben. And I know what he's like. I know that he's got a quirky sense of humor. I know that he's a person who has incredible views about many things. And that's what makes steady demand rise to my mind. Not their marketing, but a person, a face. And we're hardwired to do this very easily. Which brings us back down to how I put the Sunday reads together. Well, they are the human side of what we do. And if we look at all our activity on the web, a lot of the things which happen impact directly upon our humanity. And we don't frequently get a chance to see it, because we work in very fragmented ways. We work in a very pressured environment. So the Sunday reads, which started as a kind of hobby, really, it's become a bit of a tradition. I put it out every Sunday, is my, say, contribution to the conversation at a very human level, things which I find fascinating. I think the way we're developing, the way we grasping the challenges which come our way is really fascinating, and at the same time, it really needs to be looked at by as many people as possible. And that content makes it possible.